I would like to share the business canvas. I guess some of you have already seen the business canvas before. Have you used one?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you find your business canvas?
I actually found it quite easy to use as opposed to a standard business plan.
Yeah.
Because it's just very much about what I want to do and just identifying key things. So it worked quite well for me.
Okay. So I've read, I don't know, 1,000 or more business plans in my life for my sins. I'd much rather read one page. Now, if I'm right in what I said earlier, your strategy will change every 3 weeks, which is entirely possible. Are you going to rewrite the standard 20, 50 page, 60 page, 120 page plan? No way. You're not going to do that. Plus, how do you share all that stuff? No one wants to read it. It's outmoded in 3 weeks. It's garbage in a sense, isn't it? Here we are, one page. Something like this, use colour, make it simple. Suddenly, you can update it easily. You can understand it. You're seeing all the stuff, all this massive cognitive load. It's all now on one page. You can process it visually. Much the more efficient way to process information is visually. You can share it, you can communicate it, and then all this good stuff about having outsiders critique it. Suddenly they can see it, understand it, critique it. Hence the power. Okay? Now, guys, adapt the boxes to make it more strategic and long-term if you want. You know, put more in about competitive advantage, theory of how you gain advantage, whatever. I don't mind how you adopt it, it's all good, but this kind of framework is how you want to go, guys. One page, super simple, super concise, super incisive, super shareable and communicable. Okay? So I commend this framework to you. Sorry?
I was going to say, what timeline would you recommend putting on that as a relatively young startup?
Oh, when I've worked in time, I'll talk about a vision, which could be whatever, 5 years, we don't put time on it. In terms of serious planning, I rarely think more than 6 months personally.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking very long term in terms of vision, you could argue, right? If you're talking about detailed planning, I'm barely 6 months. There's so much in flux, I can't have more than 6 months. A week can be tough. Okay, guys. Let us now summarise. Time is up. Okay, so find the force, find the crown jewels, find the magic in your organisation. Hello.
Still got half an hour.
I have time, I've still 1 hour.
Let's go back to the camera.
It's an hour and a half. Oh my goodness.
I was told an hour as well.
Yeah, lectures.
You said an hour. Which whiteboard.
Back to the canvas. Back to the canvas, guys. Didn't do enough on my canvas. Shall I do another 10, 15 minutes and then we'll take a break? How about that?
If you're able to, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise,
Okay, let's summarise and then work back, and we'll work on the stuff that's most interesting for you for another 20 minutes or so. So let's summarise what we've done so far. Find the force, I call it. This is the crown jewels, the magic, okay? Innovation, relationships, capacity for strategic assets, some kind of special, exclusive thing we won't control, okay? Protect it, because that's the magic, isn't it? Nurture it and exploit it. In other words, use it for profit or for satisfying your stakeholder groups, okay? And that one line, guys, summarises strategy, doesn't it? That summarises strategy for you, okay? That's really what your job is as chief strategist. You want to get it down on paper, you want to share it, and you want to test it. We talked about strategy as social experimentation. Most experiments fail, they're wrong, okay? So we want to fail fast, we want to fail cheap, we want to accelerate learning, don't we? So you've heard of the lean startup type concept. That's a useful concept, I think, entrepreneurially. Yeah. So read a book like Eric Ries, or ICE, The Lean Startup, okay? And that talks about a formal way to fail fast, fail cheap, and maximise learning with the experiment.
It's like the pivot thing when you come across something that doesn't work and you quickly change and without investing too much money into it.
Yeah, you want to minimise. So the central concept in the Lean Startup is the MVP, the minimal viable product. Okay. It's a great book. You'll find summaries online for free if you don't want to read the whole thing. Okay. The vital question for great strategists is, how am I wrong? So you're rethinking critically the whole time, because the best you can be is less wrong, isn't it? The best you can be is less wrong. Yeah? So you're gathering as much criticism and review as you can. You're trying to do your cognitive biases. Your confirmation bias is a big one. Your planning fallacy is another cognitive bias. You're going to underestimate the complexity of any new task, right? Let's say selling a house, building a business. You're going to systematically underestimate the complexity. Now, you've written a lot of essays and maybe sold a lot of houses. You keep doing it. You keep doing it because it's hardwired into your brain. Okay? So the question is, how can we counteract the cognitive bias? And critical review is one process. So I've got a lovely video of Warren Buffett saying, mergers and acquisitions very tricky. Roughly 60% destroy value. That's odd. These are really bright managers. Why are they destroying value? And Warren Buffett figured out all the advisors, all the investment bankers, all the PR people, all the accountants, they get paid if the deal goes through. Senior executives tend to make more money actually if the deal goes through. Everybody wants the deal to go through, even if it's a bad deal. So Warren Buffett said, let's get one really smart, critical lady or man who gets paid if the deal doesn't go through. So they're incentivized to tear apart and critique the deal. Okay? So he's thinking of systematic ways to countervail, to counteract the biases. And that's what we should be doing as well. Okay, we talked about what makes a good strategy, what makes a good strategist. And we think about blending action and analysis. Guys, all of you will probably have some proclivity in one dimension. You'll be more action orientated, particularly as entrepreneurs. A few of you may be more analysis orientated. But good strategy is going to be a blending, isn't it? So you want both kind of animals on your team, even if one of them is an outsider, if you're on your own. You want both animals on the team and you want a bit of a debate and contention going on. And you get better strategy, more analysis, but more directed action. Okay. There's a few models in the appendix now. Given that I failed to understand the time of this session, would you guys like to have a go at something? Do you want to have a little go at a bit of the business canvas? Shall we sketch something out? Start here. What do? Your value proposition, okay? Key activities. I just read a book by the guy who, do you know the Dilbert cartoons? Yeah. Interesting guy, American, very interesting, eccentric character. And the title of the book is something like How to Fail at Everything and Still Succeed, okay? Fair enough. And he talks about goals and nonsense. What you have is a good routine. He has a really good daily and weekly routine. Now, of course, how do we define a good routine? We've got to have some kind of goal in mind, haven't we? Otherwise, how do we know what we're doing? But the point is, he doesn't give it much thought. He thinks about the quality as it sits there, the best cartoon, the most inventive reflection of business culture, the best drawing. He's concerned with that stuff. Okay, so it's very much in the moment. And that, for him, is the essence of success, doing the good stuff day after day. Now, to me, that only makes sense if you're doing worthwhile things and you've got some kind of, at least handle on a long-term objective. But it's an interesting idea, isn't it? And most businesses do that. They discard the long-term stuff and they focus on the day-to-day. But the question keeps coming back. How do you know the day-to-day is good? How do you know it's worthwhile? How do you know it's well-directed? How do you know it's high quality? How do you know it's valued by your customer base? These are all questions you're going to have to think about. You can't sidestep them, can you? You cannot sidestep them. Okay, what do you do? Key activities. Go through, guys, but I know it's a tough question, but I would ask you to think about the sources of sustainable advantage. Now, for almost everyone in the room, it's going to be the architecture, it's going to be the network of relationships, either with your business partner or more likely between your activities and some external groups, yeah? Because you'll just know people and get on well with them and they're a customer base, or they collaborate and provide fantastic ideas together, whatever. There'll be some architecture in there that you have that's part of the magic. Okay? Now, there are various websites out there that could support this kind of stuff. Any questions?